They whisper my name as if it is a curse. They call me a tyrant, a destroyer, a monster. And perhaps I am all of those things. But let me tell you the truth, they cannot bear to face. The monster they fear is nothing more than the reflection of their own weakness. They created me. Every betrayal, every scar, every attempt to bury me. They forged this inevitable being you see before you. When they thought I was silent, I was not broken. When they believed I was finished, I was not defeated. No, I was waiting. In the silence, I sharpened myself. In the darkness, I gathered strength. In the fire, I became something they could never destroy. They never understood. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher. Sacrifice is not your curse. It is your crown. The weak cling to comfort. The strong learn to bleed. The weak cling to peace. The strong learn that peace is nothing but chains. Look around you. This universe is not held together by mercy. It is not balanced by kindness. It survives only by sacrifice. The stars themselves are born in collapse. And so are you. I did not seek peace. Peace is a lie told to keep you asleep. I did not seek love. Love is fragile, and it crumbles when tested. I sought only power, and power comes at a cost. Do you hear me? Every ounce of strength you desire will demand a piece of your soul. Every victory you claim will demand a sacrifice of comfort, of safety, of peace. But those who dare to pay that price become unstoppable. They do not beg for recognition. They do not plead for mercy. They rise, inevitable, undeniable, eternal. They will call you a villain for refusing to kneel. They will curse your name because your power unmasks their weakness. Let them curse. Let them weep. For their hatred is proof that you are becoming what they fear most. A being they cannot control. A shadow they cannot silence. A storm they cannot outrun. Understand this. You were not born to be good. You were not born to be soft. You were not born to fit their fragile expectations. You were born to rise through pain, to conquer through sacrifice, to embrace the darkness and wield it as your crown. Do not run from the fire, become the fire. Do not hide from the storm, be the storm. Do not fear the monster, be the monster. And let them learn the true weight of inevitable power. One day, when the dust clears and the ashes settle, they will remember not the voices that mocked you, not the faces that betrayed you, not the chains that bound you. They will remember only the one who stood when all others fell, the one who chose not mercy, but destiny, the one who carried the weight of power and made the universe bow. And when that day comes, they will finally understand. I was never their villain. I was their truth. I was never their nightmare. I was their inevitability. They will never admit it, but deep down, they always knew. They knew the moment you refused to bow. They knew the instant you rose after every strike, every wound, every betrayal. They knew something inside you could not be broken, and so they feared you. Not because of what you were, but because of what you could become. I am not here to speak of mercy. Mercy is weakness dressed in noble words. I am not here to promise peace. Peace is an illusion designed to keep you docile, unarmed, asleep. Number, I am here to speak of power. The kind of power they said you would never touch. The kind of power they swore you were unworthy of. The kind of power that does not ask permission. It takes, it endures, it conquers. You see, pain is the purest truth in this universe. It strips away illusions. It burns away masks. It leaves only what is real. And what is real is you. Every scar across your body, every wound etched into your soul, every moment they tried to bury you in silence. Those were not defeats. They were chisels carving you into something greater. The fire did not consume you. It crowned you. I was not born inevitable. I became inevitable. Through loss, through sacrifice, through blood, through fire. They call me a tyrant because they cannot comprehend the burden of true power. They call me a monster because I refuse to carry that burden quietly. They call me a destroyer because I tore down their fragile illusions. But in truth, I am none of those things. I am balance. I am sacrifice. I am inevitability made flesh. And so are you. They told you to bend. You refused. They told you to stay silent. You roared. They told you to remain weak. You forged yourself into iron. Every betrayal you endured was a forge. Every rejection was a hammer. Every night of silence was the fire that tempered your will. Do not curse your suffering. Do not resent your pain. For without it, you would still be asleep. Without it, you would still be chained. Without it, you would still be theirs. Now, you belong to no one. Now you stand alone. And in that solitude, you are unshakable. Now you have embraced the truth that terrifies them. You were not born to be loved. You were not born to be accepted. You were born to be unstoppable. Understand this. The universe does not reward the weak. It does not bend for the fragile. It does not remember the comfortable. It remembers the conquerors. It remembers the storms. It remembers the ones who embraced the weight of power and carried it when no one else dared. Do you want to know why they fear you? Because you survived what they could not. Because you walked through fire they could never endure. Because you bear scars they would have died from. That is your crown. That is your throne. Not of gold, not of comfort, but of pain, sacrifice, and survival. They will call you ruthless. They will call you merciless. They will call you evil. Let them. For when their voices fade, when their fragile thrones crumble, when their false peace burns away, you will still remain. You, the one forged in darkness. You, the one tempered in silence. You, the one inevitable. Remember this truth. Peace is not your destiny. Power is. Acceptance is not your path. Dominion is. You were not made to be small. You were not made to fit into their fragile world. You were made to shatter it. So do not lower your head. Do not silence your voice. Do not dim your fire. Rise, stand, take what is yours. One day, long after they are gone, long after their names are forgotten, long after their false gods turn to dust, they will speak of you, not as the victim, not as the forgotten, but as the storm that ended an age, as the monster who carried the weight of inevitability. And when they whisper your name, it will not be with pity, it will not be with love, it will be with fear, with awe, with silence. For you will have become what they swore you never could, not a dreamer, not a servant, not a weak soul begging for peace, but the inevitable, the unshakable, the power they could never kill. They do not fear what you are. They fear what you are becoming. For they know, though they will never admit it, that nothing they build, nothing they protect, nothing they worship can survive you. They see the way you rise from the ashes. They see the way you endure the flames. They see the way you carry scars not as shame, but as armor, and it terrifies them. They tell you to let go of your rage, but rage is not your prison, it is your fuel. They tell you to bury your pain, but pain is not your weakness, it is your weapon. They tell you to choose peace, but peace is not your destiny. It is their leash, their chain, their trap. And you were never born to be chained. Understand this. The universe does not honor comfort. It honors sacrifice. It does not bow to those who kneel. It bows to those who rise when all others fall. Every wound you suffered was a forge. Every silence you endured was a test. Every rejection you faced was the hammer that shaped you. And now they will face the result of what they created. I have walked the same path. I know the weight of betrayal. I know the burden of sacrifice. I know what it is to be cursed, to be hated, to be called a monster. But I accepted it. I embraced it. For in their hatred, I found freedom. In their rejection, I found clarity. In their curses, I found destiny. They tried to bury me under silence, but silence became my throne. They tried to kill me with pain, but pain became my crown. They tried to bind me with chains, but chains became my weapon. They will never admit this truth, but I will give it to you now. You were never meant to be loved by them. You were never meant to be accepted by them. You were meant to outlast them. The weak crave approval. The strong endure isolation. The weak chase peace. The strong wield power. Look at the stars. Every star you see was born in collapse. Every flame began with destruction. So why do you still fear your own darkness? Why do you still fear the collapse inside you? Do you not see? That collapse is not the end of you. It is the beginning. It is the furnace that burns away what is false until only truth remains. The truth is simple. You are not here to be small. You are not here to be silent. You are not here to be merciful. You are here to rise, to carry the weight others feared to touch, to wield the power others swore you would never have, to become the inevitable force they cannot escape, cannot erase, cannot survive. They will hate you. They will curse you. They will pray for your downfall. Let them. Their hatred is proof that you have become what they never could. Their curses are proof that your strength unmasks their weakness. Their prayers are proof that even the gods they worship cannot save them from you. One day, long after they are dust, long after their names are forgotten, long after their empires crumble into silence, your name will remain, not as a victim, not as the forgotten, but as the one who bore the weight of power and made the universe bow. They will speak of you as the shadow that ended an age, as the storm that swept away their fragile peace, as the fire that crowned itself king. And when they whisper your name, it will not be in love. It will not be in pity. It will be in fear, in awe, in silence.